So on November 18th, you tweeted out that your website, Card Conjurer, received a cease and desist from Wizards of the Coast. But before we get into that, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and how Card Conjurer came to be.
Yeah, sure. I'm Kyle. I'm currently a software engineering student, and I made Card Conjurer when I was in high school. It started off when I wanted to make some like commander achievement cards, just some custom cards, really. And it really just kind of grew from there. Once it started as a website, I just kept adding more and more features, and quickly it was this huge thing with a bunch of customization and I've spent a lot of time the past few years just learning to code by working on that.
So I never got to use it myself, but from what I understand, you could, let's say, for example, take a Llanowar Elves and you just want to change the border, not even the art. You can just change whatever else you wanted from it.
Yes.
Okay. Um, I have been very, I guess you can call me a light proxyer, just printing off whatever, and then inserting it inside the card sleeve along with a magic card. But from what I had seen from a part of your website, is that you gave pretty much everybody like limitless possibilities. You could change a lot of things about cards.
Yeah, so almost every frame that existed for Magic was available with Card Conjurer. And not only that, but you could take individual components and change them, move them around, mix and match them between frames. So it was almost like Photoshop level customization.
Wow. Okay. Um, so for those who don't know your current situation, what happened to you and your website?
All right. So yeah, because of the cease and desist, there was no actual legal action. So right now I am perfectly safe. But that required that I take my website down in its entirety, or not necessarily take it down, but really just remove all of Wizards' assets from it and all of their intellectual property. And because the website was it just revolved around Magic so much that it wasn't really worth my time, spending hours and hours taking out all the Magic elements and then just leaving it as a site that basically does nothing. It was
Yeah.
easiest just to take the site down overall.
So when they say intellectual property, they're saying like mana symbols and like exact text and all that?
Yeah, so primarily the mana symbols, those are the trademarked assets. Intellectual
Okay.
property also includes like the verbatim card text that's imported from Scryfall, and then as well as the card frame images. But kind of the biggest violation that Wizards was concerned about were the mana symbols.
Wow. Okay. So my next question is there were rumors that due to Magic's 30th edition anniversary that the search term proxy was higher than normal, which apparently led to Wizards of the Coast to target your website. Do you think this is accurate?
So I definitely agree that proxying exploded in popularity, and it was a much more popular search term. And I saw somewhere between 20% and 30% um, growth in clicks from the Google Search Console during that time, like in response to Magic 30. So while,
Oh,
while that
okay.
is like 100% true, we can't know for sure whether this cease and desist was a direct result of that. But I personally believe that it might be related. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that were true.
Okay. So are other proxying websites still up and running, or how does that work?
Yeah, so before I went public, I actually reached out to a few other proxy sites. I only heard back from one, and they were, okay. They never received any cease and desist. Um, and I guess I should say like custom Magic card sites, because those are
Okay.
the ones that are most similar. But to my knowledge, none of them have received cease and desists. I do know of counterfeit sites that have received cease and desists, but I would consider those to be under like a different category because they offer printing services, stuff like that.
Okay. So, what does the future look like for you? Like, because I saw some tweets of you going through, you may step back for a while. Um, and then that leads me up to another question. What formats did you play?
So I was a big fan of, well, was and still am a big fan of Limited and Commander. So
Mm-hmm.
of course in Limited, um, either you're playing with a cube or sealed product. So I still buy sealed product occasionally to play True Draft, but I do
Yeah.
have a nice cube community at my college. I also play a lot of Commander, um, which does involve a lot of proxying, and I still play those formats despite the cease and desist.
Right. What is or who is your favorite commander?
I hate that question. I'm so like because of proxying, I build way too many decks. The
Oh, okay.
the only limiting factor for me is just the time it takes to print everything, and then um, how many decks I can have together at once because of sleeves and deck boxes. So it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to pin down a favorite, but um, I'd have to say that one of my favorite commanders is Rionia Fire Dancer, um, just because I love mono red. I love decks that have like
Mm.
two big explicit themes. Like that one is a bunch of big splashy ETB red creatures, but
Mm-hmm.
also Spellslinger.
So red's your favorite color. Why is it red?
I just like the big splashy spells, like wheels in particular. I think wheels are very fun. It also has some pretty nice ritual spells, like the red ones that generate a lot more mana than, say, a dark ritual. So that's like
Mm-hmm.
Jessica's Will, and I'm blanking on the name right now, but that's mana equal to the number of tapped lands your opponents control.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I think it's for three in a red. It might be an instant. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Um, that's very interesting. Um, so since you can make any deck, you proxy. What's your preferred power level, if that's a thing?
So as with commanders, I like variety in power level.
Okay.
I've never really gotten into CEDH, and I can't really say that Battle Cruiser is my favorite. So it kind of lands in that ambiguous realm of like, oh, my deck is a 7. But
Hmm.
generally like lower power level than what you might see on game nights, or pretty
Yeah.
close to that level.
I love casual magic so much. Like a little bit above precon is the sweet spot for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So will there be a potential Card Conjurer replacement? Do you have anything in the works there?
Yeah, so actually I was currently working on a remake for Card Conjurer before the cease and desist came in.
Okay.
And I'm kind of incorporating it into some classes and a senior project and all that stuff. Um, and now I am pivoting that project. It's still going to be Card Conjurer, but it's not going to be focused around Magic anymore. Instead, it's
Okay.
going to be focused towards like game designers, and it's going to have some basic custom card templates um, with only intellectual property that I have the rights to,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll still offer similar capabilities. It just won't have any magic templates or like other game templates that are legally risky in there.
Yeah. No, that's great because that'll help people still be creative and potential. Well, will they have to give you credit if they use your templates?
I'm still kind of thinking about that.
Okay.
I think it would be really, really awesome if someone made, produced, and sold a game using Card Conjurer. Like I wouldn't want to interfere
Yeah.
with that at all. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking that through.
Yeah. That's really exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, those are the questions I had for you. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you also rescheduling with me. That was very kind of you.
Yeah, no problem.